Before you came round, my heart would never beat much faster. Before you came round, I was ready to slow down. Before you came round, I was heading for a small disaster.
Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Corey Uchida, and I am so excited to be filming my first video. Technically, it's not my first. If you want to go watch the videos that I made like 5 years ago, feel free to go on my profile. But yeah, so this is going to be kind of like my first actual video with real lighting, my real camera, and kind of the start to my new YouTube life. For my first video, I decided I'm going to do something super simple, and I'm going to do a get ready with me and show you guys how I do this makeup look. And this is kind of just like my go-to general everyday makeup look. And with all of that being said, I am super new to YouTube, so if you want to help a sister out, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'm going to be putting out videos at least once a week, if not more than that, so there's going to be plenty more fun stuff coming out. I won't just always be doing makeup. So if y'all just want to subscribe below and click the bell to have notifications turned on so that y'all will get a notification every single time I put out a brand new video. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so before I start my makeup, I always clip my hair up out of my face. The next thing I do this every single time before I do my makeup. I use the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. I use the green one because the green one is for oily skin, and I have super oily skin. It gets all the oils or any extra dirt or any type of residue from anything at all off of my face, so that when I start doing my makeup, I have a completely clean slate. Today I'm going to be using my favorite primer. It is the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Primer from Too Faced. If anybody knows me, I am obsessed with anything peach, so when I saw this come out, I had to get it. I think it's literally the cutest, and you take the lid off and it is a little pump like this. And then I usually pump about this much, and then I spread it in my fingers, and then I just kind of dot it in the T-zone first, and then rub it out from there. It literally smells so good. Like I said, I'm obsessed with peach. I am going to do my eyebrows first. The order of how I do my makeup really just depends on which foundation I'm going to be using that day. Today we are going to be using the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, also by Too Faced. I am obsessed with this foundation. It is perfect for oily skin, but the only thing I've noticed that kind of sucks about it sometimes is I normally used to do my foundation first and then my eyeshadow and my eyebrows, but I can't do that anymore because once this foundation is on, girl, it is on. Let me just tell you that. It is on. So when you try to carve out your brows with your concealer, it literally will lift the foundation off just because this is so mattifying. What I use for brows is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Blonde. Before I use this, just for those of you who can't like go out and buy Anastasia Beverly Hills, I used to use this. This is e.l.f. It is their, I don't know, there ain't no label on it, but it looks just like this. It has the wax on this side, which you can tell was very loved. And then I really did not like this powder, so I didn't use it. But this wax was like really good for when I first started filling in my brows. I would just use this wax with an angled brush, but girl, we upgraded. So I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I'm gonna brush my eyes out with a I'm gonna brush my eyebrows out with a spoolie real quick, just to get them set. I just kind of brush them up like this, and then on the side I go like that. Super easy enough. I am going to be going in with this brush. I got this brush in an Ipsy bag and I'm obsessed with it. It is the Luxie 215 small angle brush. So it's just your average angled brush. And I just grab a little bit from the pot. So I will use the lid to mix it up. It just kind of evens out the product. I'll show you guys what I'm doing, but I'll just kind of brush it from side to side, back and forth, so that the brush will be tight, because I can't really pinch it because then I'll get brow product on my fingers. So yeah, I will do the bottom first and then I will do the top. Just like that. Okay, so we've lined the bottom and we've also lined the top. And so now what I'm going to do is go back into this, and I am just going to go like that, like that, like that, and kind of like get the brush a little rouged up, if you know what I mean. And then I am going to shade in the middle, kind of over towards the corner.
We can go higher than 4 hours now. I felt like I could drain the ocean.
And then I'm going to take whatever product is left over on the brush and bring it into the middle so that we have kind of a gradient and kind of like an ombre effect.
And my soul needs to sound loud enough to quiet the thunder.
Okay, so we're looking a little bushy, but that's okay. That's what carving out is for. I'm just going to take my spoolie and just kind of mix the product in with the brows. Like I said, that's why I carve out my brows, just because I kind of messed up just a little bit right there, but it's so fixable. Now that I have put on my dip brow and I look like a crazy person, I am going to use my concealer to carve out my brows. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this concealer. This is not my favorite concealer ever, but it does the job for now. The concealer that I used to use is a little bit too tan for me because I recently stopped tanning in tanning beds. And I just picked this up real quick. It is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic in the shade CW01. And it's just kind of meh. It's not the best concealer, it's not the worst either, so I just use it for now. I am probably going to invest in something better, but for now, this is what we got. I am going to, as you see, I just dotted that right above my eyebrow, and then I'm going to use, this is a synthetic brush. It's just kind of like a little baby cream brush. This is from Unique. It is their cream shadow brush. Okay, so you see I just carved that out, and then I will blend this out with my finger for the underneath. I just take this and I just swipe it like so. I just carved out just like so and brought it down onto my eyelid because I'm also going to be using this as an eyelid primer for my eyeshadow. I'm going to do the same thing on the other brows and I will be right back. Now the eyebrows are all carved out and done. So I am going to do my eyeshadow next, and then we are going to move on to foundation. My favorite thing to use for eyeshadow is the Too Faced Peach Palette. I know it's a lot of peach, but guys, I am not kidding you when I tell you I'm obsessed with peach, and anybody who knows me knows this for a fact. The brush that I'm going to use first is actually a small contour brush. I got this scent in an Ipsy bag. It is super cute. It is Slimiss Glam. I don't know. It's SLMISS Glam. So there is that. And it is the small contour brush W07. So I'm going to go into the peach palette and I'm going to grab this shade right here. This is Peaches and Cream. This is, as you can tell, one of my favorite shades. It is the base that I use on my lid before I do any eyeshadow look at all, which is why it is almost empty. I just swirl the brush around in there a little bit and I just put it over my entire eye just as a base for the eyeshadow, and it kind of sets the concealer that I just put on my lid. So once that is done, next I'm going to do my crease, and I mix these two shades right here, Puree and Summer Yum. So I just kind of go back and forth just like this and then tap off the excess, and then I will go right in the crease with this big fluffy contour brush.
And my soul needs to sound.
And I will just keep going until I feel like it's dark enough. And I have pretty long eyelids, and so I bring the shade up a little bit above my crease just so that when I look straight up at you, you can still see a little bit of that color peeking over and it's not just straight up in the crease. This is from e.l.f. This is the blending brush and it looks like this. I am going to go back into my peach palette and I am going to dive into the color Caramelized. I'm not going to bring it out as far as the Puree and Summer Yum. I'm going to keep it as kind of close into the crease as I can. Okay, that looks pretty blended out to me. So I am going to take this brush, this contour brush again, and I am going to go back in with just Puree, and I'm going to just kind of dust it across the lid. Okay, so now I am done with the main part of my eyeshadow. Next, I am going to take that cream shadow brush from Unique again, or it's just a simple synthetic brush. You can really get it at the drugstore anywhere like that. And I go into the shade Nectar right here. And I am going to put some in the inner corner as well, but I'm going to do that after I do my foundation and concealer. We forgot mascara. So I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It is my all-time favorite mascara. Can't tell, I actually really love the brand Too Faced. So yeah. Alright, so now I have got my eyeshadow and my eyelashes all done, and now I am going to move on to the face. So like I said before, we're going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I am the shade Snow, and it is the lightest shade, which I think they should get more shades just because I do know plenty of people that are more pale than me. So if the lightest shade is my shade, then I don't know what they would wear. So there is that. You take the lid off, and same for the primer, there is a little pump on it. And the reason I actually really love this foundation is because normally foundations come with 1 ounce of foundation, and this is 1.6 ounces, so you're getting almost double the amount of foundation, and this is really not very expensive. It's actually probably on the lower end for foundations. I got these brushes at TJ Maxx. Holla at TJ Maxx, that is my favorite store. But these are the Urban Studio brushes, and this is actually an angled contour brush, number 162. But I use this to put my foundation on. So I just do 1 pump on the brush, like this, and then I'm just going to brush it on my face and slightly blend it in. And then once it is mostly on, I go in with a damp beauty blender and I just buff everything out. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side.
I felt like I could drain the ocean before I was found.
And then I'm going to super quick grab my concealer and put it underneath my eyes. Like I said, you guys, this foundation is not very good for working with. Once it is on, it is on. So I've only done half of my face, and I'm going to go ahead and do the concealer.
Oh, down. Never gonna slow.
Okay, so then I will go ahead and finish up with my forehead. Okay, so now the foundation is on, and next thing I'm gonna do, y'all don't hate on me for this, but I'm gonna take 1 more pump, and I'm going to bring it down to my neck, because girl, you know you gotta bring it down to your neck. Then I am going to go in with my setting powder, and I'm going to grab the Peach Perfect. Y'all, this might as well have just been a peach video, I swear. So we are going to use the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder infused with peach and sweet fig cream. And let me just tell you, this stuff smells amazing, okay? Y'all already know what Airspun smells like. Let me just tell you, this smells so good. What I love about this setting powder is that it comes with a little lid. So once you take off this lid, then there is another little compartment that goes like this, and then that is where the powder is. And I love this just because I'm able to close this up and take it on the go without worrying that all the powder is going to spill out into the lid and I'm going to get way more than I need. So what I do is I just take a little bit and I tap it into the lid like this. Okay, the powder is a little bit, can't really tilt it, but the powder is a little bit peachy. I don't know if you can see that. But it kind of really gives the under eye a really pretty glow. So I am just going to go back in with my beauty blender, and I am going to just get a little bit on there and kind of just set my under eyes.
I would never be much faster.
I forgot a really important part that I always do, and I think I just forgot it because I'm not used to like filming my makeup. I always put chapstick on before I start my foundation so that way this foundation does not get on my lips because like I've said, this foundation is amazing, but girl, once it is on, it is on. So it's really hard to actually get it off your lips once you get it on your lips, so we'll see what happens. I'm just using some chapstick Total Hydration. This is the Rose Petal Moisture and Tint. I love this stuff. I am going to take a big fluffy brush and just dust off this powder. I'm also going to dip into the powder that I put into the lid, and I'm just going to kind of powder over my whole face. And then, like I said, I freaking love this stuff. You can just tap whatever you didn't use into the little compartment right here, and then close that little baby on up, and then you just got all that for the next time. Literally, please help me. Look at this. We got the primer, we got the foundation, we've got the peach setting powder, and we also have the peach palette. I'm a peach queen. Let me just tell you that right now. Now I'm going to be doing my blush and bronzer, and I'm going to be using these brushes that I got from TJ Maxx because shout out to TJ Maxx. They got some bargains and I love their stuff usually. These are the Bella Pro brushes, and this is actually the blush brush. So, I'm going to grab my bronzer. And right now, I'm using a Mary Kay bronzer. My Super Sweet Grandma sells Mary Kay. I'm just going to swirl this in here. Light medium bronzing powder. And I'm just going to swirl it in there just like this. And then I'm going to slightly contour, not really. This is kind of shimmery. I'm just gonna kind of bronze it up. And bringing it up a little bit into my temple. A little bit like that. Same thing on the other side. We've got a little bit of a glow going on, not too much because like I said, we're going for just kind of my everyday natural look that I like to do. I do a little bit on my forehead right here just to kind of draw more attention away from the outside and more towards the middle. Like I've said before, I am not a makeup artist. I have just picked up skills and tricks and tips that I've liked, that I've seen from other YouTubers, from friends, from family. So I've just kind of compiled my own way that I love to do my makeup. So I'm hoping to learn more. I'm always open to learning. I just do my makeup the way that I like to do it. So yeah. I'm also using some Mary Kay blush. This is the shade Strawberry Cream. And I am going to take the same brush that I did the bronzer with. Because I do that. And then I'm just going to dip in with it. And we're going to do it on the apples of the cheeks.
Before you came round, my heart would never.
Now we're going to move on to highlighter. One of the highlighters that I have found and I recently have fallen in love with is the Master Chrome by Face Studio. This is from Maybelline. And this is in the shade Molten Gold. So it is so pretty. This is actually going to be really funny and somebody's probably going to laugh at me. But I don't have that many brushes, you guys. I just have this many brushes right here. But I'm going to use my eyeshadow brush that I used for my crease, and I literally just, this is probably really bad, but I just go like this and I get the rest of the color off so that I kind of have a clean slate with this brush. And then I go I just took a chunk out of my highlighter. Good thing this is drugstore, because if this was from Sephora, I might have had a panic attack and we might have had to reschedule this video. Like I said, we're gonna go in with this highlighter right here that I've just ruined. And I just kind of swirl my brush around like this. Oh, I'm still upset. Like that. And then I kind of just highlight.
Before I was found.
I'm gonna go in one more time and go down the bridge of my nose and a little bit right here. Not too much, just a little bit. So there is that. The last thing that I'm gonna do is finish up my eyeshadow. I'm gonna go back in with this cream shadow brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of the highlighter, and I'm gonna put that right in my inner corner. going to go back into my peach palette, and I am going to take this brush. This is the e.l.f. blending eye brush. I'm going to go into the very tip of it, and I'm going to grab the shade Caramelized again, which is what I used just right in the crease. And I'm going to go underneath my eye just to kind of blend everything together. And then I'm going to take my mascara and do my bottom eyelashes. Literally, it never fails. I always do this to myself. Next thing I'm going to do is set my face. I am using the Seal the Deal Long Lasting Setting Spray with the matte finish from Flower Beauty. You can get this at Walmart. I love this stuff. It smells so good. It literally smells like perfume. I love scented products. This is the setting spray that I'm going to use today. Was that excessive? Yes. Am I excessive? Yes. I just love this stuff. It just literally smells like perfume. It smells so good, and it makes me feel so fresh. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look from my Get Ready With Me, which actually kind of turned into a tutorial. Sorry, I'm new here, don't know how to do things. But anyways, I feel like that went pretty well. So I'm so glad that you guys came on here and watched my very first video. There are plenty more to come. I am going to be uploading every single Wednesday. Alright, you guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed spending time with me and seeing how I do my makeup. If you loved this video, go ahead and subscribe below if you haven't already, and click that little bell to be notified for next week when I put up my next video. Thank y'all so much for hanging on. I might have had some technical difficulties in this video, but this is my first one and it is only uphill from here. So thank you guys. I love you guys so much, and I hope y'all are having a super awesome day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.